After months of swirling rumors, delays, and intense speculation, Sony finally seems ready to lift the curtain on its highly anticipated hybrid camera, the Sony A7V. Positioned as the next evolutionary step in Sony's highly successful Alpha series, the Sony A75 aims to blend state-of-the-art technology with the practical refinements that have made previous models so beloved by photographers and videographers alike. The Sony A75 is expected to make its official debut in mid-2025, bringing an end to a prolonged wait that stemmed from strategic market timing, ongoing supply chain challenges, and Sony's clear determination to deliver a truly polished, competitive product. However, with fierce rivals already active in the market, the big question remains, will the Sony A75 have what it takes to outperform the competition? Let's dive into everything we know so far. The current benchmark for hybrid shooters in Sony's lineup has been the Sony A7 IV, which originally launched at $2,500. Offering a robust 33-megapixel full-frame XMIRROR CMOS sensor, excellent autofocus capabilities, and impressive video features, the A7 IV quickly became a popular choice among creators. However, with the A7 IV's price recently dipping to around $1,998 on major platforms like Amazon, many industry watchers believe that this signals the imminent arrival of its successor. Early reports suggest that the Sony A7V will launch at a higher price point, likely falling somewhere between $2,799 and $2,999. This positioning places the Sony A7V squarely in competition with models like the Canon EOS R6 Mark II and Nikon Z6 III. By adjusting the price upward while packing in major new upgrades, Sony seems intent on maintaining a premium yet accessible stance within the crowded mid-tier full-frame camera market. While the Sony A7 IV remains a compelling option, especially at its discounted rate, the rumored enhancements arriving with the Sony A7V could very well justify the additional investment for those looking to stay at the cutting edge of imaging technology. One of the most talked about upgrades is the sensor. Rumors indicate two possible directions, either a refinement of the existing 33-megapixel sensor or a significant leap to a new 42-megapixel backside illuminated full-frame sensor, potentially the IMX366 with stacked architecture. If Sony opts for the conservative path, users can expect the familiar benefits of excellent dynamic range and low-light performance up to ISO 12800, combined with improvements in image processing thanks to a second-generation Bayon's XR processor. However, if Sony decides to push forward with the 42-megapixel sensor, the implications are massive. Such a move would dramatically boost resolution, allow for sharper stills, and enable oversampled 4K video recording for even greater detail. The increase in resolution would also help mitigate rolling shutter issues, an area where the A7 IV drew some criticism, making the Sony A7V a more capable tool for fast-paced video work. The BSI design of the rumored sensor should further enhance performance in low light and dynamic range, giving the Sony A7V remarkable versatility across a wide range of shooting conditions. In terms of processing power, the Sony A7V is rumored to be powered by the same Bayon's XR engine seen in recent models, potentially augmented by a dedicated AI coprocessor similar to that used in the Sony A9 III. This enhanced processing combo would dramatically improve autofocus performance, building on the already impressive subject detection and tracking features of the A7 IV. Advanced AI-driven autofocus is expected to be a highlight, with the Sony A7V capable of recognizing and tracking an even wider array of subjects, including human faces, animals, vehicles, and fast-moving objects, with unprecedented accuracy and reliability. For videographers, this would translate into smoother, more precise focus transitions and enhanced stabilization, minimizing the need for gimbals or other external stabilization tools. The integration of AI could be a game-changer in this segment, essentially bridging the gap between consumer and professional-grade performance. It positions the Sony A7V as a truly hybrid camera for creators who demand excellence in both still photography and video production. Speaking of video, this has always been one of the Alpha series' strengths, and Sony appears ready to push the envelope even further. The Sony A7V is expected to support 4K recording at up to 120 frames per second without any crop, a major improvement that will undoubtedly appeal to content creators looking to capture high-quality slow-motion footage. This uncropped 4K 120p recording capability would offer shooters greater compositional flexibility, addressing one of the lingering frustrations with previous models. Moreover, the Sony A7V is rumored to deliver 10-bit 4:2:2 color depth internally, a feature that would provide far more latitude for color grading and post-production work, essential for serious video creators. Although there are whispers of potential 8K recording at 30 frames per second thanks to the rumored 42-megapixel sensor, practical concerns about heat management could mean that 8K functionality will be limited or implemented more conservatively. Instead, Sony seems to be focusing on reliable oversampled 4K recording and efficient heat dissipation to ensure consistent, high-quality performance over long shooting sessions. In terms of design, the Sony A7V is rumored to take inspiration from the ergonomics of the Sony A9 III, featuring a deeper, more comfortable grip, especially beneficial when using heavier, professional-grade lenses. While the A7IV's build quality earned praise for its durability, it also drew criticism for being a bit on the heavy side. With the Sony A7V, Sony appears to be addressing this feedback by developing a more compact and lightweight body while retaining strong weather sealing for professional use. The electronic viewfinder is also getting an upgrade, reportedly moving from the A7IV's 3.68 million OLED panel to a sharper 5.76 million OLED display. This upgrade would deliver clearer, more detailed visuals, even in bright shooting conditions, aligning the Sony A7V more closely with higher-end models like the Sony A7RV. Additionally, the LCD panel is expected to receive an upgrade to a 4-axis touchscreen similar to the A7RV's design. This would allow for more creative and flexible composition, making it easier to shoot from difficult angles, while enhanced touch functionality would streamline menu navigation and settings adjustment. These improvements aim to make the Sony A7V not only a powerful tool for seasoned professionals but also a more approachable option for newer creators looking to step into a high-performance system. The reasons behind the Sony A7V's delayed launch are multifaceted. Originally, many insiders expected the camera to debut around February 2025. However, strategic decisions, such as monitoring Canon's EOS R6 Mark III launch to fine-tune pricing and marketing strategies, appear to have played a key role in pushing the timeline back. In addition, ongoing supply chain challenges, particularly those affecting the production of components like the stack sensor for the Sony A1 II, seem to have contributed to the delay. Reports also indicate that Sony prioritized the development and release of another E-mount full-frame camera earlier in 2025, which shifted resources away from the A7V temporarily. While these delays have certainly frustrated eager fans, they also suggest Sony's commitment to delivering a camera that is fully refined and ready to compete at the highest level. Competition in the mid-tier full-frame market has heated up significantly, influencing Sony's approach to the A7V. Rivals like Nikon, with its Z6 III, and Panasonic, with the Lumix S9, have introduced compelling, affordable full-frame options that put pressure on Sony to evolve its offering. The price drop of the A7 IV is one clear indicator that Sony is responding to these market shifts, and the Sony A7V's rumored features show a company intent on not just keeping pace but reclaiming the lead. With its blend of high-resolution imaging, next-generation AI autofocus, uncropped 4K 120p video, and ergonomic improvements, the Sony A7V appears perfectly positioned to appeal to a wide range of creators, from serious hobbyists to working professionals. For photographers and videographers alike, the decision to upgrade to the Sony A7V, or to snag an A7 IV at a discount, will depend on their specific needs. The Sony A7 IV remains a fantastic camera, particularly at its new lower price, but for those who want the very latest in technology, the Sony A7V's improvements could make a substantial difference in real-world shooting situations. In conclusion, the Sony A7V is shaping up to be a major release that blends thoughtful incremental improvements with bold technological innovations. With an expected launch window of May to June 2025 and a rumored price between $2,799 and $2,999, the Sony A7V is poised to be a premium yet attainable option in the full-frame mirrorless market. As Sony continues to navigate an increasingly competitive landscape, the arrival of the Sony A7V promises to reaffirm the company's leadership in the world of mirrorless cameras and deliver an exciting new tool for creators everywhere.